How can you prove that your intuition is guiding you correctly? How do you trust your intuition? Do you ask for proof from your intuition? Your intuition is here to guide you. It is your internal GPS, and it will guide you on your very best path. But if you're not trusting it and trying to prove it, you're going to be in for some big detours. Listen in to learn what to stop doing with your intuition and what to do instead. What I recently heard from my clients, I asked my body to give me a sign. It gave her a sign loud and clear. She's still dealing with repercussions over a week later, and she's going to stop asking for this body proof and simply trust her intuition. She already had the answer. And another client said, I trust, but I want proof. No, this is a big no. This isn't trusting or listening to your intuition. Demanding proof is ego, and this takes you on a whole another experience energetically. Intuition and proof don't typically go hand in hand at the moment that you're following your intuition. Hi, I'm Lisa. As a spiritual medium and energy strategist, I learned about my intuition as a child. I saw, felt, and experienced things differently than others. I knew things and saw things that they didn't. And as I would see, feel, and hear my intuition without any attachment, because I was a child, I would see it become reality. Now I help my clients connect with their intuition to help them get on their best path. So one of the first things you want to start doing is stop trying to prove your intuition. That's not what your intuition is here to do. Your intuition is here to guide you, period. Okay? You tune in and you let it guide you. Life flows and you navigate it with your intuition. It really is this simple. Proving makes things way harder for you than they have to be. The moment you start proving, you've allowed your ego to have control, and that taints your intuition. And then you're listening to your ego, which is not anything like your intuition. So, how do you trust your intuition? It is two things, okay? Practice listening to it and learn from not listening to it. Most people learn from what it sounded like when they didn't listen to it. So, you know how you thought you should do something and you didn't? That was your intuition and you ignored it and didn't do anything with it. Or you knew something like someone passed before you were told, or someone is pregnant before they know it. This is also your intuition. You have no other way of knowing this information. And I want to share a personal story with you regarding my intuition. My daughter got a new Jeep when she turned 16. And I dropped them off at school with it. And as I was getting ready to park it, I heard something's going to fall in the Jeep. Well, I was running late because San Diego and rain don't go well together. And I just remember looking up and looking around, and we were on a 3/4 parcel at the time, and there was nowhere I felt I could put it. I looked up at the house and I'm like, I don't think any tiles are going to fall off the roof. I don't see anything. I really have to get to my call. So I went inside. I did my call. I come out after my call and I talk to my husband, and he's just sitting in the chair and he's just going like this. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, the basketball hoop fell on the Jeep. And I was like, oh, I heard a voice. And he's like, well, why didn't you do anything with it? And I'm like, well, because it wasn't clear enough. Like, something was going to fall on the Jeep, but if I moved it forward, it could have been a tree, could have been a bush, it could have been anything, right? So I just left it where it was. So I knew something was going to fall on the Jeep, but I didn't have the time or the capacity at that moment to figure out what was going to fall on the Jeep. So that was a little bit more vague, but something did fall on the Jeep, and it was fine. It just had a few scratches, and we don't have that Jeep anymore, so it doesn't matter. And I also want to share another story where I saw myself doing the work that I do today, but I was in nursing school. And in nursing school, there was no way that I would have the flexibility or be doing any of the things that I'm doing now. And when I changed my major in college, my senior year in nursing school, I saw myself doing the work that I do today. And my family thought that I was crazy, right? My grandpa was an engineer, my grandma was a nurse, my mom's a nurse, my sister and I were going to graduate at the same time. They all thought that I was crazy. And here I am now, 20 years later into my career, and I love what I do every single day. There's not a day that I wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't want to work with anybody. That doesn't happen. I love my life. And so my intuition really helped me establish my career and help me get to where I am today. So listen to your intuition. And as you can imagine, just from the videos that I share with you, I use my intuition all day long when I'm working with my clients, or even if I'm out in people watching in public, right? It's just a natural part of my life. I listen to it like I listen to the thoughts in my head. So, how are you going to connect with your intuition more? So here's some tips for you. The first one is to make space to listen to your intuition. I like to call this be time, where you don't do anything but sit and be for up to 5 minutes. Otherwise, you'll get intuitive hits when you're driving, doing laundry, prepping dinner. And when those intuitive hits come in, what do? We ignore them, right? So you want to make a space for your intuition to come in. And we want to make sure that you're in a good space energetically. We can't just be in any space. Otherwise, you may be getting guidance from other sources that aren't positive, okay? I won't go into that more, but just know that. And what are tips for connecting with your intuition? When you are guided by your intuition, listen and trust. If you don't do both of these things, you're creating from a lower vibration energetically. The more you listen and trust, the more you'll connect with your intuition. Another tip for you, your future is not set in stone. I don't care how many psychics you see, okay? Your choices in this moment pivot what will come into fruition, and your intuition will guide you as your path changes. Nothing is set in stone. Flow with your intuition. It will always guide you on your best path, even if you can't see it in that moment. And another tip for you, there is no proving your intuition, right? Like both of my clients tried to do last week. It's more about, oh, I knew that was going to happen. Or I had a feeling I should do that and I didn't, right? Learn from these experiences and how your intuition felt, or what you saw, or what you were supposed to do when you didn't. Take that experience and learn from it, so that way when it comes through that way again, you're able to listen to your intuition. There are many things that try to block or stop your intuition if you give them power, but you are powerful beyond measure when you listen to and follow your intuition. Notice, listen and follow are both passive actions. To my clients this week that inspired this video and will see it, thank you. I'm sure you've helped a lot of people with their intuition. And if you like this video, let me know by liking it, and I invite you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new video released. For next videos to watch, I recommend Empath, How to Ground Your Energy, and Raise Your Vibration, Free Your Energy in 5 minutes. Your intuition will guide you on your best path every time.